kwezi bitano kwezi kunu okwaka tano 5 months now down the road kwantu mwaka gunu kugangutandika mezi atano ngoza kuba nitangira buli muntu wena nyakulio nenuka na atakuwa naroga mbere metali mneme yakubana asowa kwa nakoraho kwantu yasokwa nakora kuranza eka nawe nko muntu bulikyo nkwemba gambera nti nkora na yona muihanga rugahantasha yo muntu nko muntu omu when you start doing something great so kuleta nkora na nkiola kanguli hanga so kwantekaho orulengo talum na rumbi nkora ni kutangirayo in football it is raining heavily ntuanza kuganyira habwenzura kutabanizamu nate chalo negenda meiso but thank God one of our panelists is already here kanza kwantana program yena Ekimeeza kukasaha yakano tulunza kwetensura ensonga estalizim na zimwe ziyons genda muihanga ezyo zigenda meiso muihanga lino lyegande chene kora kiri kimuchonka genda Afro Mobile so kwa 4 TV on a YouTube account ne mkure tali mnemo so kwa no tegereza entekanize ngerezo genda nyechakara webajuru wahati kutankiraho nyechakara turo sikiro chizu karora chief whip wa parliament ya igo akitewe kile cha NRM Oguno Hamson obwana handikira ba MPs bona aba mkitewe kile cha NRM kwa attending a caucus na bekebe sero chairman wekitebe kandi okutalondi nondi nuwe his excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni wabala besera kugenda kasaka kwetumiteza hali ensonga yokulindi hanga nikensonga ya sovereignty bill nambizikisa mukaga nekitweka NRM kekitebe bekeba mazi kwikiranganiza ntibaza kwamba hagera eki iteka linu ibago lino lije kubafoka iteka muhanga lino Uganda kurangu basokwa amatekaho ekiragyo kino kisokwa kirindi hanga ikinyakumanyo ka sovereignty bill nambezikira saha emne kichweka yarwebajo parliament becyalo negenda meiso twayiso iteka lindi kyo somibwa habo Burundi guno gwa kabiri kandi haba MPs abanyakwebe parliament kiro cyahati bibiri kinana na bana aba NRM bona bekiranganiza nekiragero kinu atana bana abanyakora ruri orubazo rukuhabura nubeke baliyomba hakaniza ekiragero kinu turozera ba MPs basokwa magenda harubazo kwantu basokwa kwamba tera karuru akensita kurantu binga basokwa kwamba hagera ekiragero kinu tulizi turole parliament bwa yakarabiyaho nkiteka muihanga lino lya Uganda enyuma his excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni akasokwa nahandika nagambi iteka linu tiribi beitu bikiranganiza taniyo bakoze abasokwa bagiteka kiro kya Sunday oma ba members of parliament Oguno Jonathan Oduru our chairperson on the side of opposition waligo and parliamentary affairs committee bakabalekwe kwa tamatai na oma abasija kumayonka Fox Odoi yona abere Obama abantu bagize kwambalete birage bitalivu nabe muhanga mukisiyaga tukamurora sovereignty bill turozara gebembi karon member of parliament habwa Tororo municipality betkiro cyahati anyasokwa na iterani zao ha program yene Ekimeeza twavantanka reri iteka lyonyerera sovereignty bill tutera mtochi no mgenyi wangu nyine kyo cyahati abandi tubane kwamba twegaitaho baratwegaitaho tukwa nabo tubatangira samu kutangirira urojo bahati
automona mugurusi
webale kwija akazura
njura nyingi you know climate has changed tusoma bagambaga after 25 years climate na hindukaho and then hinduki tukagimanyirire tukumanya tukajetegerize ne gwetane because now it's almost now this is May yakatanka mwa kabi
true
and the whole of last year also we had rains
true
all the time and now it's the same.
What does it mean to the region like Toro?
Region the production patterns is okulima nkabana balimi abalisa we enjoy it because all time round we need rains of nyasumere bindi nyasumere baitu abalimi abakulima nkebihimba ebilaya like this season eno season yokwakana eba yokulima short season crops nkebilaya ebihimba nubwo byera abwo njuri bantaito munyine njura nyingi ezo crops ziri short season zemiezi esatu enezo tezgonz tebisokweram so it's killing the production patterns.
Okay, Takusisa will let us go direct to what is taking place in the country. Museveni called the caucus, the chairman of the party this morning. At around 1, they had come with a conclusion. All the 284 members who attended the caucus were in support of the sovereignty bill. after some amendments in some clauses, what will it really mean to the country if it is passed?
I don't think there is soberness with members of parliament. And I think most of them failed, do not go back.
280, 290.
290. The current ones.
Those ones who were in those ones who are in the current parliament who have lost elections.
280.
290.
280. So there is a possibility that will go through. And these guys are not sober. They might even decide to punish the voters in that way. And the other thing is Karuru Uganda. Nyikara ya Uganda ilimekona President Museveni. Interests of President Museveni. President Museveni has intentionally pulled all the government resources into his hands. Unkawandani bagambera nti when you are hungry, oli ahimbira omugate mu kifuba. Isha kugamba kukora na kugamba tera mamwao rino rumtera. This sovereignty law is as good as beating your child, beating your mother, beating your own church you go to pray to, because it's completely archaic. It's dubious in nature. It is inhuman. Because these guys in the parliament are looking at only eating. What they get into their pocket, if they are how much money they are going to give them, it is really amazing. Hurting. Kurangwechiragiro echu nabakugambira the Bank of Uganda governor Charles Ating agambire it will distort the national reserves. The dollar will rise. There will be inflation. You cannot manage the flow to 400 million. We need the dollars inside because the dollar is the current the medium of current exchange. Otain the dollar to in a cent. Uganda are not exporting anything. We have coffee, we have struggled with coffee. The government of Uganda has run almost 8 years saying we need to supply 21 million bags in the market. To export 21 million bags. What Uganda could do is Uganda is an agricultural country. We're not an industrial country.
True. We
produce nothing. Importing from China. And those simple things we import from China. So what we are also exporting, what we are not exporting is those laborers, the casual laborers. The casual laborers who go back and corporate money, and when they send money into dollars, the government gets dollars, therefore the currency is stabilized. But now if you start limitations, you kuanza ukagenda kwehandikisa mwa minister akora vyona akuriye hanzauro nega Uganda. Those laws would be in countries that we're managing. We have no economy. It is sovereign. Everything is just if you want to know, you go and see most churches built. I've been going through. Ndora makanisa mashaka ngombekewa. Makanisa mashaka ngombekewa.
Amid this hard economic conditions.
No hakuhereza sente abantu sente zirwa here. Buru kwikiriza kwaitu no kuomera kwa Uganda. I can tell you, when Trump announced as a USAID is a NGOs who said was breaking it, was a hero said, you saw how the economy changed. How do you again bring a minister that with the sovereignty law? Kutaka ngol muntu na receiving a sente kwa agent yo muntu wa hero, and everything is just built on politics. Everything is built on. It's not built on economics. It's not built on religion. It is completely politics. How do I survive? No rakimu muntu emeriro muntu mukoto guti na sa keki into keki no ikagusa.
And so even your MP, Victoria Singh.
Victoria Singh is a sycophant. Victoria Singh has nothing to do. Victoria Singh also was dropped Mukaruru was almost going to start digging with a hole. Obamnagira buli akawala higera kutaka kuhimba mfuka yenyini kulima ni mfuka could not even manage digging with a tractor. Hatima Victoria Singh also when she went back, member of parliament was given a ministry. She can dance all the tunes played. No leta lingala na gizunanka softy. No leta soft na gizunanka lingala. No tera R&B na gizunanka softy.
We have not seen our members of parliament speak about it, including Honorable Alex Ruhunda, Linda Irene.
You see, let me tell you, one of the people I know who are sober here is Honorable Alex Ruhunda. Alex is very sober and informed. The only thing is, he's between the hard rock and the soft ground. Okiwazeho, I can even support some of them. You talk about it with this government, your businesses will collapse. They will squeeze your balls. So Alex, with the business, unless if you want to be free, talk about these things, or service kezo, you must be Ngambe, designer not in Uganda, because they can do anything. Alex Ruhunda, in his heart, cannot support that, and what we know, he cannot. You're talking of others like you said, Linda.
Linda Irene.
Linda Irene say na you. Linda Irene tasobara kuemera kagemera because she might have less knowledge on that. What she knows is she got her cake 2 years, two terms. She has gotten another one. Yakaviri, which I can avoid Musa Kituze. Takurwarera Munako. She's no longer a poor person. Linda Irene is not looking at it. Maybe
but are you not seeing a problem with our legislators from this region? Other regions came out, they stood out boldly and spoke.
But you see, this region, Yeitu, Ekasisi were yellow. They know whatever Museveni says. If they voted, what was the percentage, by the way? Percentage of Akomiro Museveni. Amidst problems, but I want to go Museveni. So, Omuntu Wakura Museveni Chagambi, Nagama and Chongenacho. Moreover, people don't vote anything here, they vote Museveni. Even when Museveni says, let's kill all the firstborns are going to want to wait.
We saw yesterday Charles Peter Maiga, is parliament ya Uganda, Uganda Kingdom. Arugeko wanagamba nangwa itwe nka Buganda. Nsaba government yenu etere mu ibagere. And this is our stand. They had also to write and hand over to the committee. But what their submission was not it was not scrutinized to Gamba but other cultural institutions,
you see,
they seem
they
to
are
be
independent cultural institutions like Uganda. Uganda is independent. It's an independent cultural institution, has a source of income, it can survive on its own. At the Uganda is almost another small country within Uganda.
Another Rome within Italy.
Yes, another Rome in Italy. These guys can stand and say something, and the government may have less powers to control them. Regardless of Guinea. Buganda Jorkurure Kachwamene Hugambere were supporting Boboy. Now Buganda and Chikora they have nothing to do. They will. It's a capital state. They have the location advantage. You cannot say it like Toro, as Toro. I have told you. Itano Toro, Turatubalizi, and Gudo to strike Ingiri, or Gudu Ramavenda, or Toro. Our people are Kingdom Bona, one minister, one who are but they cannot say, or Gudo, Toso Kubaza, because Batina, Korabazakum. That's how we are. We don't have independent leaders in the Toro region. We don't have independent leaders. Who is independent as independent?
Where is it living a region?
No, we are going to and it's a political strategy. You cannot empower people and lead them again. You disempower and rule. Machiavelli is the principle. Machiavelli, you disempower and rule. Hati uragamango wanamanya my block vote is in Western. It is with the Minyoro, it is with the Toro, it is with the Ankole and the Chiga. They have also synchronized, they have also gathered the north. Why do you think it's a strategy? You have nothing. And I can tell you, Erzua between Hanu, President Museveni and NRM have made sure politics is more profitable than any venture. Nichukuru mtu akamara kutoka political position na abera kim kisoro takfaha abantu habukuwa na ruga ya gaigi. If you want to know, you look at the Speaker of Parliament herself. Speaker of Parliament agire yafoke speaker orole what she owns and what the luxurious life she has, the type of school, the investments. no audit. No audit kamya the bet kamya kana jagamba about auditing. You have a gamba Mr. like abantu lifestyle like auditing. Don't audit lifestyle. These people invest here, they still money and invest here. You get? So you don't look at the law. Look at survival. You people, you're adding into the sovereignty law. These people are surviving. And the ones who are not surviving, it is you who is correct. My girlfriend is in Dubai. My uncle is in US. They don't have that. People are here exporting. Why do they bother? And by the way, ensi urukweli, omuntu akusurvivinga, musi if you're not central, if you're not utterly selfish, you think about yourself. Someone was telling me yesterday that when you musi munu, obanzotekerezeo takatekerezeo muntu ondi. Omuntu anatekereza muntu ondi wataketekerezeo is never successful.
Okay, that was
these guys are just about themselves. Don't talk about sovereignty law, what. It's them. They're making money. And they need those bills to be there. And these guys have failed in elections. They need such a bill to get some little money. Why do you think they brought this law? David was brought this law when this parliament is going out. He wanted, because you have no stones to beat these guys. You voted them out. They have no sympathy for you. That's why they used these.
The sitting ones,
yes.
Not the incoming
yes.
ones.
So that the incoming one can rule with excuses. We're not the ones. It's just that.
That one just a hint on the sovereignty bill. That is his own perspective as some. We want to look at the outgoing parliament, the 11th parliament. Its performance from the 10th one. How has it been?
I don't have. What law? Okay, as a journalist, what law did they pass that was pro people? Yeah. Kiragiro kikyokumanya mugumu omwaka ikine kisaza kyemyaka 5 ba member parliament bakatukora ekiragiro kintu kyenyumirizamo nk'abantu apart from political laws ezikulinda NRM and President Museveni Mpawu. And I'm also asking you, why would you even talk about parliament on performance? These are extortionists. But have you ever had anyone advocate for the poor in parliament?
Mulikino ekisanza kiri mukwerekera. Mulikino ekisanza kiri mukuwano balesera PDM.
Now I can tell you. Nyombo bintu byona. Even the corrupt President Museveni na NRM credit kintu kibyongo. The SACCOs. SACCO, it is the success. You see, PDM is not as successful as they think. PDM is a very good theory. Parish development. You develop people from the parish, right? But to kwemera, okanga PDM is a successful story. A success yerinka. Nyai bangambire bagenda bakollecting sente mu PDM ezabantu babahire bazibaye. If it is bakoherese millioniyemu kumale myaka 3 debe takozera magobo era successful. Bagenda bazitwere babagaba muzirete nyinki bazirete. Because if you had bought goats zakwezere, you know. But how do you give someone money to come out of poverty? How do you give money to someone to come out of poverty? There is a story in the Bible. Nambera oli bamuhagasen yagendaga kuhiga akisora kitara ijalia was it kind of abel kaitan something like that. It's a story in the Bible which I may not expound on okati ngimanyamuno but you want kusoborora tosobora kuho muntu milioniem huwe yangira kulemere gikora tono ngunju kwege gikosofoke mugayiga ekinde cyakabiro bwire gumuheriye mu nubo what are the economic times, what business is moving. In agriculture, I'm an expert, I'm a researcher. To know, what can you buy? Baba said. kugurogulente enime yachukire milioni yamu no yachukire milioni yamu wajugura ara ekitweta flow and security of finance no wajugura gi security if you buy a cow when you don't have daily flow togitunda kuhenime za hegi to ile cyokulya buri kiro no imuka nyacyakara no enda kugura kanime okahereza ebyokulya kali ebinyansi to but school fees abana babingire omukazi naenda kwangana ngo bese tuguzire buri kimwe enda chikora no gire nime yesuku yabona when you buy a cow otaine sente ezo kugura ebyokulya abana bararanza bakamara wikemba bararanza ro liriente no chikora no gitunda. If it was supposed to be for parish development model, they would create jobs at parish levels. If it were me, I would give money to the 10 acres, 100 acres rich men in the parish. Bakuleting a minimum of that is sustainable. Empower the rich to empower the poor. You don't empower the poor. And two, you cannot give money to the poor and you think the economy will develop with the poor. You cannot. You have to give money to the rich so that the rich can create a good condition, a good climatic condition for the rich to make money so they can employ the poor. Not that you give that the economy can run with the poor, but there is no development.
Let's go back. That is one of the things that that is one of the things that was brought in during the 11th Parliament. Generally, tukarora the 11th Parliament nerabiaho. In 2023, the Computer Misuse Act, ya Muhammad Nsereko, bija bagitera. Twarora the court martial, bija bagitera. How should we term this?
Court martial, by the way, you are asking about the 10th. Is it 10th?
The 11th.
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 11th. 11th Parliament. Ni yerezeho the martial law.
The court martial.
Court martial law. No gisimu on that. It was a disappointment. Garabanto mukomo ya mai. Kwa hiyo isema parliament ogambere computer misuse.
Muhammad Nsereko.
Yes, that one I would support because that's if you leave that, kwa kawanto is using a computer in this peasantry economy, they will get excited and stop. You know, hata kizo cha social media. That one I support. But that was Muhammad Nsereko. I don't know where those brilliant guys have gone. I can tell you, the Parliament of Uganda has been built by not above 5 people. If you talk about the Muhammad Nsereko, who was compromised, I think, because he's no longer a chap who was used to talk in Parliament, and the guide, he is a fellow members of Parliament
and guided
from the village.
Yeah,
the people who would do guide, you see, Nsereko is from Central. These guys have studied from Central. He has done law, he's raw, informed. Okay, there is. Hakulile mtauni, atali, bana member Parliament, wanya mkoma, hukaba zika hatiaru, hukaba sukungu Kampala. You get? Because they know how to go to funeral rites and vigils, you vote them to Parliament to discuss in English. Nsereko is a lawyer by background. When you look at this other member of Parliament, Semu Junganda, he's a journalist. A journalist enters every office.
Mwanga Kivumbi.
At your office, Mwanga Kivumbi.
Medad
Segona. Abdu Katuntu.
We are going to that.
Yes.
What type of debate are we likely to have as we analyze
which
this one?
Which debate without Semu Junganda, without Muhammad Nsereko, without what
Nathan Odur.
This is going to be the worst Parliament. This guy of Northern Uganda.
Nathan Odur.
Is who?
Nathan Odur.
Yes, I don't know much about him, but I know this guy called Odongoto. Parliament without Odongoto, without Semu Junganda, without Medad Segona, without Ibrahim Semu Junganda. I used to listen to these guys on the Capital Gang and Soma Kampala. No, young. Every time, every Chamukaga, in the morning, when I'm going to wash my clothes, I am just seated there listening to Capital Gang and Kasahin. You hear brains. NRM, I know, NRM had a quality person, this guy, Ogugai no Ohama Metata, spokesperson or NRM or Fono Pond. Yeah, he's, I think, I don't know if they're going to get another person like him. He's been haggling with those guys. But anyway, Parliament ejja kuongera nejja kuba worse because I don't know who is going to replace those guys. I don't know who is going to replace Simon Junganda, who has been advocating for the poor all the time. And you know what also pains me? Abantu bakira municipality bakanaka Simon Junganda. I just need a psychologist to tell me how human beings behave. I have not done psychology, but I need a psychologist to tell me
you
why did the Chira municipality vote out.
They brought in another person, a lawyer also, Georgia Musisi.
How many lawyers are in the parliament? Who tells you that every lawyer is good at articulating issues? People is brave. You know, it's not about being a lawyer. It's not even about knowing. You might know, but do you have the courage, right? The courage to articulate issues. You know, an activist is born. He's not trained. You cannot train an activist. I really feel these people are being cheated. Let me fight for them if I can fight for them. There is no need of training that a lawyer is going to be a good legislator. No. A good legislator can be a person who is born an activist. Samujunganda is naturally that. And he is one member of parliament I used to look at and listen to his presentation. Others have not. Muhammad Nsereko, when could stand and speak, you really see knowledge. You get? They have. Let me tell you, no government no work nota. Turwaine no work nota no kwamugezi yota kokorota. As long as government ya marakutuwale bintu bisatu, ekaba hata mungalo zayo. Kasi controlling a finance, eka controlling a mundo. Kati mazisi choye. You have nothing to do. I can tell you all the former brilliant people who used to direct this government, including my friend. You get?
Andrew Mwenda.
Is there anybody who could have shot like Andrew Mwenda? Who could guide this? Andrew is one person who has read almost every book on this earth. He knows. If you take him to economics, he will challenge you. You take him to law, he's not a lawyer, he will. He's a journalist. But Andrew also now started it. Now, you cannot. You fight for people, they will not understand you. Talk with the girls of Nyo Kugambira. Nkagenda na kwa project. True. Mazira kwa project unageza kwa advocate grabantu babaletirente na gamba tezo sibi mawe. These are not the cause I wrote on the paper. I'm the person who I was the architect. I wrote a paper. Na gamba abantu barwengaju. Kakowekara ukabahereza ente ekamalita abiri ni emitwaro ebiri buli kiro emitwaro nkaga buli mwezi na gerara na gisige gente. Went and presented it to the ministry. I came and they brought the cows. I was not in the purchasing. My mind was to design the program. After designing it and gave it to them, they brought, when I said, "Hey man, enter my way," nobody understood me. No, abanyachara banabagira kutungenda kutuzireti. Nyo ni advocating abo hente zurungu beturu bagamba oguna kusisera. Let's go back.
Let's go back to parliament. 11th parliament evere mu corruption scandals. Time and again, and we have seen the president also come out to talk about it. Parliament ni yeturozera mungu almost all the cabinet ministers, members of executive bakwatiro muskando ya mabati. The office of the speaker nturora bagitira haninga over this. What is your say on that?
Corruption is the main pillar of NRM's stay in power. If you asked the reasons why President Museveni has managed to rule Uganda for 40 years, corruption is number 2 in the reasons. You cannot remove it from number 2. Number 1 might be individual brilliance. He's a brilliant man. President Museveni is brilliant. But I want to tell you, he has used the same corruption to stay in power. He will give Anita Mongo everything, every power, even show him where money is going, can be swindled. becomes rich and it among starts now playing with laws to praise the president, and the president is gaining. He will use you, give you what you need in a good or bad way, but you keep praising him. That is how he has stayed in power. President Museveni in his early days akagamba, you can also cause a kiragiro kyenyine nokikozesa kubatira abantu. He said it. I saw one of his speeches in the early days. Yagamba nuko eberagiro having eberagiro manya korobembera rule of law.
It means we should not blame this parliament.
What I blame are not sober, but anyway, if you to some extent is a human being is a human being. A human being is born corrupt. Because you cannot see all people who are singing anti-NRM, the Norbert Mawos, the Abudu Katuntu, Vaha, Vuno Kasanga Bahuiramani, they eat. You eat. At the end of the day, when you fight for people who you don't understand. But the other thing is, they will come out. People are poor. They cannot fight for the poor. They will fight for the rich. Hat kam American. Someone is hungry, and two people are fighting. The rich and the fellow peasant. You enzana kurum olio monako alikuwa no mugaiga no gera no munaika no sali ko mugaiga no kwa amela ho monako oli no ko mugaiga hakokuli. You have seen how even all the boys here surviving on politicians. Na hano muntu aguzire bicholi, aguzire nkoko, mahane na mwekizoltinga na mtamu maiso na mfuara wa amani hakukuwa today na kireke na tane mtuale jebili abana banywa mata. It is the sign of poverty, and poverty is a design. I can tell you, Uganda's per capita income, by seeing entasha ya buli muntu mu Uganda to where so much, you see Kenya economically is better than us. Kenya is the second economy. Kenya is the second economy. Tunuko, ito Uganda to buy the second economy, but to Kenya sente zina government.
Zina bantu.
Mu Uganda sente zina abantu. Citizens abantu government itene sente. It is why you can go away to Ngajo no serenje vinyasi ne kubura. You find people. But this time around, I can tell you, abaina miaka 3, emiaka 4. People, those in the 20s, those in the 30s, and us in the 40s, you get, we might not do much. The economy is targeting us. Stay calm, stay poor, be calm. There is nothing you can do much. Working with first class guys. I see you. It's just what you end up. Mountains of the Moon Hotel.
Let's go back to Parliament. I don't want to take up the discussion to Parliament, and if you are to assess it out of 10, the outgoing no gereza jinga.
Out of 10? I think okay. May I want to I have nothing to give to Parliament. If they ask me, Parliament, I don't have even reasons to give it 2%. Unless if you can tell me to remember. Nijukia, ngehe percentage. Parliament yaki. It is supposed to be even disbanded. Yaki. Parliament to give yaki. Ekozereki. If you see emisare kugena parliament kwa bemera bakazi yaba gamba zagara mu marwaru. Parliament okwa ihanga ndibembero president Museveni. Parliament ina mugaso. Bahenset parliament bagiyeho bagidisbanding sete bazihereza ba doctor batujanjabe abakansa institute na bihinga balete chioma twikaraho twebembero umuntu womu tulisembuza enkoko tulimebitoke it becomes an empire and a monarchy. We have no problem with that. Because after all, I'm not supposed to be, not everyone can be a president. Yes, because a team of a group of people who are not in name of helping us. It is empty. But today, when the bill is against people, they are all full in parliament, saying against us. abadini babalize, civil society babalize, activists tubalize, iba media babalize. They cannot. So there's nothing you can do.
Norora tene chamanu munechie.
Tine chekozere ngugambi parliament ya Uganda gihani ngiheza 2%.
2.
I can give it 2 out of 10. And nabumutu wana wa henu yanagia. Wagani ngiheza 5, rundubulu wikaye parliament yini wa wagana usara. Naganyonka hayo milioni ya 8 buli mwezi. I give it 80%. It's okay for them and their children. Hiwa ba member parliament na bana babo nabagihamunana. Rundi 10%. Okoma. You cannot sit in parliament and say stay the same. You know what I'm doing and the sim. To check trouble to a sim. We sim.
Should we say the 11th parliament will play a very big role in determining the coming parliament?
Let me tell you. Political science. Museveni is a political scientist. Ekina gira cha sovereignty loba kirese testing amaizi ngaita tikakuita. Namachi umaizi. They are testing the waters because ari kira gira chigera pongeza ba member parliament emyaka. Muhura to 7 years. Kana bakira bya. Kino kiramba kuraba. It will go through. Bame parliament nabaja hatu takubaraga myaka yabo musanzu bali akasente kaka kumara nukuyiwe kale yoku they would even baba take babe permanent. We don't need even to keep voting them because we are yes
you seem to be very disappointed with the
legislative arm. Where can you get the energy? Na iwe kale ngumia mukataito ngambera otukana kino wachikozeri habako atasemeriyo okay. They said President Museveni has given the country peace, and I can tell you, yes, that is when I went to came in when I had gone, I came back in the country here with some Kenyans, my Kenyan friends. As we reached to Kampala, and we started now, say, guys, we've been working. Let us look. Guy said, hey, can people stay all this long in the city without being stolen? If in Nairobi bakuiba bagirabati kama Uganda peace tuwegine akajikora pitukana hati kusisibara na abodu bamukushira mu nkomo bajundura babesije taro omuntu asabiriyo no yoke manyire kwikara na abantu muka munju ne bakuhana baba bateza amajumba hana no kwataho grabona basabiriyo betukwa bagamba baba ya rwarasukana na pressure yafu nabasemereo urunde baba umubayire muhane kiyo numuhane sobute notabuka muziri nyona musitigirumu otami nabatera mu ngaro mbaguruka mbakuhana gabasemereo bakuru kusasa mbagambe kiseta kirumbozo kacyatutamu. And the is when people start praising you in this gate can now kachimanya because he also our former beloved president Museveni, because I have been voting him, was loved. Ashoko wakataro president mu Africano to gondeza because the guy has been a true Africanist. The guy came with a lot of relevant principles pro African. But now the same person who has also distorted the same to even in history be written about as the worst president in comparison to the Amin and Obotis.
Why would you term him, or why are you proposing that he's going to be termed as the worst?
I can tell you. Abantu abali munkomo abasirirwe political prisoners baina banyina babo baina bagenzi babo baina bana babo nababona kusoma. True. Abantu aba NRM bagenda kwesimba mukaruru bakakutanga akaruka akakole makatahama kwato innocent kana musobora. I know very few members of parliament, I can tell you, can stand on the same podium and articulating an issue. Few. I can tell you honorably. But take the member of parliament han utsoko mayor mokaleta an issue discussing to a common man's understanding and isobora kinsingo taro. But they cannot contest the Karabam. Me. hey na cancela ngambi nkalenga saa kwa Simba
Busoro.
nge Simba karo nkalenga saa kwa Simba
Okay, urumwirapo.
no nkalenga saa kwa Simba no
Let us not
don't make it fun don't make it fun
I remember that time.
nkalenga saa kwa Simba oweitu na Simba tuli bantu ngabana but what singire was the simplest amongst us.
Kamara really? That time?
No, I'm not measuring people. I'm not
I remember
you have to sing it. Even if we stood like this, I am very drunk, about to die. And we're going to talk about this. I would represent them better. They cannot vote for you. So that is how the country has gone back to the dogs. And it doesn't have, I'm not seeing recovery. Unless Njokorora wana mahago wetu yori nka no hagira oha I may just need change. I am just angry with President Museveni, and because why? President Museveni might not be bad. His problem is patronage. Nkatera na ortaru bamukubaje kusera no haibire sisime no ha cement ya buzire no ag parking na mstoa cement ngizima your fellow counterpart in the bush. They were your bush were comrade. No cement aja huiri.
Kiza wakatera haso na Sam.
Kiza wakatera haso na Sam.
No bro na bro.
Until the former Bush comrades
came out.
Went back home with sticks. I don't want to say dying. I want until the Bush comrades. Nyo manyanka ahora, nyonka ahora byokole byabo robona, nyonka balowero, ninyo aba batahuwe bakakwate migo bakagarukamuka Uganda tekutekana. It is why I said it is even better with Muhoozi. I have told people why I want Muhoozi to take over. Do you know why? It's a soft landing. It's a soft landing. Why? Muhoozi taine abayoro na borto. Na system ya PRO and SMEs, you have no money to get from Muhoozi in PRO. You have to offer your money. Bona abaluma bataina sente bayirukiremu. Nyum kujo ba mawanda, manyabaha, babasaliza here Henry. They have put in their money. Taine muntu aja kusalirwa ngumanya ngontu karwa na mortaro, matu gratuity. If the government has changed, he will allocate positions with capacity. Not that we fought together.
Some I want because of
time. I have no problem with Bobo Wine. Actually, if they brought two Muhoozi and Bobo Wine and said, "Whom are you voting?" Who is going to give us peace after Museveni? Is it Muhoozi or Bobo Wine? I can vote. I have nobody to vote. Me, I need Bobo Wine, Besigye, Mugisha Muntu, because even originally my main candidate has been in the mind, in the heart. Mugisha Muntu. I saw him as the most sober human being. I saw him as, but now if Muntu cannot speak up, because now why I got part from Mugisha Muntu, he has failed to study the political dynamics. The political dynamics of the country. He wants to be too gentle.
Some will wrap up, maybe we wrap up the show.
Okay.
Kumalira. Parliament yenu yakuja nkaito toro. Nogora mkintu ki. Muda kikiwe tumalira.
Parliament yakuja tutuina mkanto. We sent NRM flag bearers only. People will work at individual levels. The only members of parliament I know who has come as a new breed on the block. Mubona abantu besibitu kura munanka arabero. Okuntuja kumwesiga. Obwara taberese betu na asokta sobora. He's brilliant in komuntu Victor Kalezo Binyanga. Tulu. He's a brilliant. He can speak. He likes speaking his mind. Baitu Victor Kalenzo in a business. Tasokubaza kintu kiona government ekireseri no chukwanchibana abantu. If you need to vote a person who can speak for the people, utaletana ba businessmen banyu. Na agena inatina kumutene msore kana azura na natina.
Tumalire ntekana.
We don't have.
Tumalire. We wrap up together.
We don't have. So that is how it is. And don't expect much from the parliament you're talking about. You must know that in Uganda it is supposed to be individual brilliance. Kusanga timu yone fuyi yo mu timu ni okuteba goro wenko eyo gama ngumanya nyonda kosa chance abanyana bange basamba. You know, in a team, let me show you. In a football team of 11 ni chibano yuko gena mupira kwa sema.
Not that.
In a football team aro timu yosanga ngo yona buli musambi ala form haro timu yosanga ngo timu etwere bikopo bitano ne ito Manchester United tukatwara bikopo bitano haba basandu ngababi kuri Cristiano Ronaldo as a person na kuhereza gol nimuteba gol 50 assist za Cristiano Ronaldo zo just 5 ejumasa every goal scored is gaira goal zone no as tebe one person in brilliant doing it. But there's when a team, so in Uganda it's just individual brilliance. You must be brilliant for you to survive as a person, but you cannot survive as a team because there is no system.
Okay, thank you very much. We are stopping here for today. Let's meet tomorrow in the Morning Star program as we discuss climate change in Africa and particularly here in Toro region. We've seen a lot of changes in climate in we want to look at it, what could be the main cause of that here in the region.